dying. Let me go and take the food. They kept me here. The prosecutor should do their business. How can you arrange children?
God bless Yoruba Nation!
What is taking place basically are handing over a letter of, partition of the Yoruba people out of Nigeria. They basically, they wanted separation. They wanted to break away from Nigeria and handing over a letter to the Prime Minister of England.
End Nigeria and save lives.
GGM, uniting the people for good governance.
Good evening, my people. This is BVI Channel 1, and I'm Asu Channel Peters on the program GGM Hour, where we preach good governance, uniting the people for good governance. That's exactly what we're doing tonight, and most likely I'll be joined by the Parliament and our partners, the Igbo Community Radio, and the parliaments. The parliaments, we call them from the Biafran customary government, or Indigenous people of Biafra customary government, as they call it, the parliament, as they call them, who will be joining me to discuss this very crucial issue that concerns all indigenous people in Nigeria. Not just the Biafran people, but as well the Oduduwas, the Arewas. With what happened today in court, where scores of some underage kids who were arraigned by the police slumped, some of them collapsed because of malnutrition and hunger, it sparked another wave of the agitation to end the impunity in Nigeria to save life. And that is what we are going to look into tonight. So you get on with this as we bring you this program head on. So let us get on to that first video coming from the court today. I'll be right back.
Let me go and take the food. They kept me here. The prosecutor should do their business. How can you arrange children? What's house? Sorry. One day, then somewhere, then give our money. They don't have school fees. They don't have any. They don't even have money. One day, somewhere, then give our money. These people were just discussing me. That's 6 days. That's 6 days. That's what is doing. My case is different than my child. What is
Hello. Please, maybe the recording can just stop for now, please. Let's just take a position and see what will happen.
GGM, uniting the people for good governance.
That is it. That is what we saw today coming from the court. And that is one of the impunity of Nigerian state. And that's why the clamor to end Nigeria impunity in order to save lives of Nigerian people. I was not surprised when I heard that the judge, these young chaps were brought before him. Most of these young chaps were Northerners, Northern kids. These children that were shown to us in the court, that were arraigned by the police, was brought before not a northern judge, not a Yoruba judge, but an Igbo judge. You know why? To continue stirring up the divide and rule in Nigeria. Whenever they want to do a bad job, they bring in an Igbo person to do the dirty job in order to further divide the people. So that tomorrow they will say, whatever they happen, it is an Igbo man that is presiding over their case. You understand the game? But today, even the judge ran as fast as his legs can carry him. You can imagine young people in court being arraigned, perhaps charged for treason. Now let us get down to what happened some weeks ago when we saw Igboho and a team of Yoruba agitators, that will do the word agitators, going to submit their letter to the Prime Minister of United Kingdom at number 10 Downing Street. Let us get down to that video, and you also see the clips which we've already been seeing over time and over the years. The Biafran people agitating for the same thing right in front of 10 Downing Street. What is the implication of that? We all table it on this program tonight. Just stick to this program. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
It's calling out the name, you can't just get inside like that. They're all Nigerian citizens, by the way, because they're handing over their Nigerian passport as well, because they're checking their passport. The officer's checking their passport at the minute. Yeah. They've got to check their passport. Nigerian citizen.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless you, Yoruba nation. God bless you, Yoruba nation. God bless Yoruba nation.
What is taking place basically are handing over a letter of, partition of the Yoruba people out of Nigeria. They basically, they wanted separation. They wanted to break away from Nigeria and handing over a letter to the Prime Minister of England. It means basically, what it means, the Yoruba nation that would break away from Nigeria, whether through war or peace.
End Nigeria and save lives. End Nigeria and save lives. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Free Mazin Nandikanu. End Nigeria and save lives. Yes. One soldier, march and go. March. Yes.
GGM, uniting the people for good government.
Prosecutor should do their business. How can you arrange children?
What is taking place basically, handing over a letter of, partition of the Yoruba people out of Nigeria. They basically, they wanted separation. They wanted to break away from Nigeria and handing over a letter to the Prime Minister of England.
All help End Nigeria and save lives.
All right, people, that is it from the various agitating group. And why would they be agitating for a separate state in Nigeria? That's exactly what we are seeing today. And this is a live interactive program where we expect you to drop your comments or call these numbers on the screen, +234 810 4545-533. That's the number to call to be part of this program tonight. And we are talking about the End Nigeria to Save Life agitation by different indigenous ethnic nationalities. Like we've always said, that Nigeria is not working the way it is and can never work. What's your opinion on that? Don't forget that this program is being streamed on all our social media platforms. We have it on the Facebook, BVI Channel 1, and also on our Instagram. You can also join us through our backup YouTube channel, that is BVI Channel 1 Plus. So we can all share in your opinion, a mode opinion as to how to solve the problem we are all facing in Nigeria today. So this is still BVI Channel 1 live broadcast coming to you from the stables of GGM in collaboration with Igbo Community Radio and the Parliament. So we are also acknowledging those who are dropping their comments and also watching us from Facebook. We've seen the first person there. We've seen Odele Moloku and the rest of them who are watching from the Facebook. Keep dropping the comments and keep calling the line. We will be here to take your calls. What is your take on, to start with, the children that were brought to court today? These children, they are minors, to the best of my knowledge. They were malnutrition. You can see how they was rushing up the food that was provided to them by people who are in court, who actually detained these children. And for so long, if you look at them, you can see they are malnutritioned. You can see the hunger. And they were rounded up during the End Bad Governance protest. They were rounded up when they were demanding and asking or agitating or perhaps protesting to end hunger in Nigeria. And the best way Nigerian government can respond to that is to subject them into more misery, hunger, and being malnutritioned. So that is what we are seeing today, and that is the live update we are bringing to you. And when you look at it, it justifies the call by various agitating groups, the Biafran people, the Oduduwa people, Even some people in the up north, some of them are agitating for Islamic State, violently for that matter. Now, let us put this truth on the table and tell ourselves this undiluted truth. Is Nigeria working as it is today? Is Nigeria working as it is today? The answer is capital no. And another question, is Nigeria one as claimed? The answer is capital no. And they will always introduce divide and rule from among the political class to incite the public to hate themselves and see themselves as their own problems. Whereas the actual problem is coming from the elite class, the political class. With what happened today with these children is a typical example of how many Nigerian people are being subjected. This was among us. You can think of many who were arrested during that end bad governance protest. And mind you, they are being charged for treason. You can imagine that. You can imagine that. The lives that are being lost, to be honest with you, in Nigeria today, as it is not working, with the level of insecurity, hunger and poverty, the high level of criminality, my dear, war-torn countries like Ukraine, Palestine, are far better compared to the number of people that are dying in Nigeria today, every day. You can argue with your keyboard, but that is the truth, undiluted. That is the simple truth. So what are we saying? We are not just here to just say things. We are here to conscientize the people. We are here to lay it bare the way it is, so that Nigerian people will stop living in a lie and embrace this truth, because it is this truth that will set them free from bad governance and from the impunity that have eaten deep into the activities, the main fabrics and foundation of this British colonial contraption. Yeah, why is it that anytime Nigeria case is being talked about, everybody is rushing to England? Yes, because this is their business enterprise. Nigeria is their business enterprise. Don't forget that British government bought Nigeria as a commodity from Royal Niger Company. Yes, for an amount well stipulated, and that is the fact. Before they now created and formulated in what they call the amalgamation of Nigeria in 1914 to create a contraption for their effective colonial administration, not for the benefit of the people. And till today, the same thing applies. In fact, it is worse under the current dispensation, with the level of and the kind of political leaders we have today. I call them misleaders, because they are not leading Nigerian people to anywhere. They are just pushing Nigeria to the brink and to the path of destruction. Our own vision is to ensure that the people will not be victims when the eventuality happens. If you are watching us, if you are just joining us, this is BVI Channel 1, where we tell you undiluted truth. We don't look at anybody's face when we talk this truth. And the way we designed this program and why we have invested a lot to come back live again is to give you a voice, is to allow you to be part of the revolution that will set all indigenous Nigerians, I will call them, all the indigenous nationalities in Nigeria today, free from the impunity of what you call Nigeria today. And we are drawing our reference from what happened in court. It still shakes my bone marrow. A lot of people are traumatized seeing that video of these young children who were being arraigned in court by the Nigerian police for the federal government. You can imagine the level of wickedness. You can also imagine the condition of where these children were kept. See how ragtag they are. No wonder the judge just look at these children being brought to court today. Let us quickly take the first caller for this program tonight. Okay, we lost that call. You can still call back. The number remains +234 810 4545 533. That's the number to call. The number is right here on the screen. For those of you who are watching us from Instagram, please keep sharing and let more people come. I will also use this opportunity to appeal to you. We want to extend our reach and live broadcasts like this on TikTok. Good. And we require 1,000 subscribers or followers there to make that happen. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Yeah, and can you hear me?
Hello? We are having issues. Hello? It's really terrible. Sorry about that. We hope that will be fixed in a minute. You can still call back and let's try again. Sorry about that unfriendly noise. That's a technical problem. We hope to fix that. So you can also be dropping your comments. We are going to be reading it out from here. We also acknowledge people who are watching. Jig Adioha, Nam Debat, we appreciate you for coming. Hello Chuku Ezenwane, thank you for joining. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Hello? Hello? We lost the call again. We just hope to get this thing done once and for all. Okay. You can drop your comments so that we can take whatever you want to say on this program. For those of you who are calling, it's really not getting through. Okay? Let's hope it gets better. The number is 0810-4545-533. In case you are watching from any of our social media platforms, you can reach us through this number to air your opinion. And also subscribe on our backup YouTube channel. The caller is still calling back. He really wants to speak, but hello.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, we are having a noise. Sorry about this. I think we are not going to be taking calls again. because this thing is really bad. Very, very bad. Terrible. Please permit us to not take call today because of this technical problem. You can just be dropping your comments on the comment section. Let us take it from there. Thank you so much for your understanding. Sorry about that, my people. So what we're talking about is this. Anyway, actually, the caller, I'll ask the studio to send you a link where you can speak to us. All right. I think the studio, please forward the link. Okay, let's try and see if we can get it from here. So that anyone that wants to call on the WhatsApp especially, that link will be made available for the person. And that's why we ask people to follow us on the WhatsApp as well. Search for BVI Channel 1. Okay? It's very important. So that when we drop such link, you can through that link join the live broadcast or make your opinion known. Okay, please, we are very sorry about this, that technical problem that is making it impossible to speak or join the live broadcast. Okay, the person calling from United Kingdom, we hope to get that link and send to you. All right, let us take a look at once again the video of the agitators in case you're just joining the program tonight. Let us quickly get that and I'll be right back. Stay tuned.
It's calling out the name, you can't just get inside like that. They're all Nigerian citizens, by the way, because they're handing over their Nigerian passport as well, because they're checking their passport. The officer's checking their passport at the minute. Yeah. They've got to check their passport. Nigerian citizen.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless you, Yoruba Nation. God bless you, Yoruba Nation. God bless Yoruba Nation.
What is taking place basically, handing over a letter of, partition of the Yoruba people out of Nigeria. They basically, they wanted separation. They wanted to break away from Nigeria and handing over a letter to the Prime Minister of England. It means basically, what it means, the Yoruba nation that would break away from Nigeria, whether through war or peace.
All help Biafra. Free mass in Nanjikanu. Now. Free mass in Nanjikanu. Now. End Nigeria and save lives. End Nigeria and save lives. Ibuanyabia, all hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Free Mazin Nandikanu. End Nigeria and save lives. From soldier, march and go. March. Yes.
GGM, uniting the people for good governance.
Yeah, that is it, my people. We are still on GGM Hour, uniting the people for good governance. And we are looking at ending Nigerian impunity to save lives. And this agitation and call came about and gained momentum after the experience of the young chaps that were brought to court today by the Nigerian federal government. It's really terrible. It's very unfortunate that Nigerians are going through this. It's really terrible. At a time of hunger and poverty, these people are not remorseful of the hardship they have brought upon Nigerian people. And the voices of various indigenous nationalities and calling to end this impunity called Nigeria will always continue to grow higher and stronger. So that's what we're talking about tonight. What's your take on it? Let's have your opinion. It's really important. We understand these things and be part of the freedom of the people. Be part of history. That's exactly what GGM is out and committed to do. To give the ordinary people, the indigenous people, a voice. So let's bring it on. These children could be anybody's children. These children could be anybody's children. You can imagine the trauma they are going through. Please, we are not taking calls. Sorry about that. You can drop comments, but calls for today, we can't do that because of an obvious technical issue that we can't handle right now. Okay, it's going to distract us so much from this program. But if you want a link, we're going to send you a link where you will click and you can actually speak through that link. All right? But for those of you who are watching, just keep dropping your comments. I'll be reading them. Your opinion as to what is happening today is terrible, but we must tackle it. We cannot just fold our hands and watch this thing slide. We cannot just fold our hands like those who are captured. Yes, Nigeria is captured, but we can't just fold our hands. And it begins with awakening the consciousness of Nigerian people to understand the powers they have as citizens of this country. So that is it. Anyone that calls, we can wire them the link to join us through through our studio so that they can speak. We are doing everything possible to improvise, to ensure that we give everybody a voice, because that is our commitment. So we will not be using these numbers on the screen for today. So let's go and check those of us who are watching from Facebook. We appreciate you. Ono Blackman, we appreciate you. You can also be dropping your comment. Nnamdi Bat, he said, Nigeria is not supposed to be a country. This is too bad, and Nigeria should be ended. You see, it is not my just saying, it's not my opinion to say end Nigeria to save lives. This is the opinion of many Nigerians today. And as you are watching this video, please keep sharing it, because we keep playing it to the knowledge of many Nigerians who do not know what is actually happening. Everybody is behaving like, I don't care, because it never comes knocking on your door. By the time it gets to your own door, there is no way out. It is about time Nigerian people, irrespective of your indigenous identity, should unite together to fight their common oppressors. The way the Zeke them fought colonial masters. That is the way Nigerians must fight to liberate themselves from the new colonial masters in the position and power today. Those of them who pose as a political class, irrespective of where they come from, they are all one and the same. And you, the Nigerian people, irrespective of your indigenous identity, is a victim of the contraption we call Nigeria today. So, what's your take? We are still expecting them. Those of them who are calling, please reroute it. There are some links that we are dropping to some of you. Click on it and click on start. Just follow the prompt there. It's not really difficult, so that you can join the program. Just similar with Zoom, so that you can join this program live. All right? We're very sorry that we're unable to take your calls. As the calls is coming in, we can't take it because of technical issue, which we believe must be resolved by tomorrow, authentically. All right? So let us go back again for the benefit of those who are just joining us on this live interactive section. Let us go back again to show them that video that is trending today. Go and show it to them, because Nigerians are asleep. Nigerians are asleep. Go and show them the video. Not the agitation, not the protest. Show them the video of the children that we are taking to court today. And their leaders are not actually speaking up for them. They are in greater number in the National Assembly. They are the ones claiming majority of the seats in the National Assembly. Look at their children. They have been the ones in power. They have been the ones in control of most of the resources of this country. Very few of them are subjecting the rest of them into abject poverty. Why wouldn't Nigerian impunity end to save lives? Nigerians have continued to die. And that is what we are preaching tonight. That is what we are preaching tonight. And we must continue. So, bring up that video back again and let them see what we are talking about. I'll be right back.
Let me go and take the they came to me here. The prosecutor should do their business. How can you arrange children? What house? Sorry. One day, then somewhere, then give money.
They don't even have school fees. They don't have any. They don't even have money.
One day, somewhere, then give money.
These people were just 20-something years. Like 6 days. That is 6 days. That's what is suggested. My case is different than a mature woman. What is
Hello. Please, maybe the recording can just stop for now, please. Let's just take a position and see what will happen.
GGM, uniting the people for good governance.
That is it. Uniting the people for good governance. How much are we united as the ordinary people, the ordinary suffering people of Nigeria from different indigenous nationalities? I've always said that the irreducible minimum is to balkanize this country back to regional government, independent through federating units. That is the only thing that can work. Anything else, forget it. Forget it. And if anyone thinks that there will be any visible change in Nigeria anytime soon or even forever, forget it. It can never happen. Nami Tokam. Nami Tokam. And that is the truth. That's why the call for self-determination by various indigenous nationalities in Nigeria will continue to soar higher. Will continue to gain momentum. And we've seen one of our sisters who are joining. Please ask her to change, put her camera to the rectangular position so that she can join this live section with me. So while we are bringing her on, we hope that you put her camera in order. This is still BVI Channel 1, and we are live on GGM program, Uniting the People for Good Governance. Yeah, my sister, you can turn your camera to be in a horizontal form. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we're talking about. All right. You're welcome to the program. Exactly, it's okay.
Yeah.
You're welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Just give me a second.
It's
I'll bring you back. Just
all
give me
right.
a second. For the benefit of those who are watching, please stay tuned after this short break to bring you what we're talking about, the children that we're taking to court. I'll be right back to put things through with our sister who just joined us right now in the studios. Please stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Let me go and take the they came to the The prosecutor should do their business. How can you arrange children? What's house? Sorry. One day, then somewhere, then give her money.
Most children are hungry. They don't even have school fees. They don't have any. They don't even have
One day, somewhere, then give her money.
These people were just insulting me. Insulting like 6 days. Like 6 days. That's what is yesterday. My case is different than my child's. What is
Hello. Please, maybe the recording can just stop for now, please. Let's just take a position and see what will happen.
GGM, uniting the people for good governance.
That is it, my people. Welcome back again. We are still on the program GGM Hour, uniting the people for good governance. And joining me virtually is our sister, Lady Sunshine, if I'm not mistaken. You're welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening. I hope you are seeing me clearly.
The world is seeing you as well.
All right.
You are seeing your beautiful face. Tell us what is this you can make of what is happening today in Nigeria.
Well, you know, of course, what happens in Europe. They have so many programs, they have for families, that can avoid all these kind of problems. Because when a youth is not well catered for, is not cared for, it can, lead the child to various vices. So you have different packages, government, in Europe, provide for the mothers and for the kids. Family is a very, very integral factor in European policy. But coming down to Nigeria, you see that it's a different case. All these children, they are below 18. I don't see the reason why, they should subject them to this kind of problems. Where are their parents? Where is their mother? And you also find out that a lot of parents in Africa, in Nigeria, they are also overwhelmed. You find a lot of them, they don't have jobs. They are burdened left, right, and center. So most of the time, they don't even have time to sit down and, train the kids properly. Give them good etiquette, good scruples. And when a child, is just left to roam about, these are the things that you find at the end of the day. They will run into vices. So we just have to, I for example, I have been advocating for, a total youth program, a youth program completely, not even the ones that the government is doing, a focus on youth development in the country. We need an emergency for youth development in Nigeria, not just for people to come and start gathering themselves somewhere and be talking. A complete youth emergency for advocacy to help our youth, to program them, to project them properly. A lot of them have talent, but if these talents are not well harnessed, if these talents are not gotten quickly, how can you be able to develop the talent? Look at what Westerhoff did when he came to Nigeria. Just few opportunity he had. See where he led the footballers to. So we need people like that who will come into the country, who will be able to, recognize where the strength of the youth is. Is it in entertainment? Is it in sports? So that they will be able to, quickly, harness those potentials and, take them to greater height. It's so unfortunate and it's so unpalatable to see our youth in this condition.
Now, Lady Sunshine, you are very passionate about the youth's development. Do you think that Nigerian government you have today is ready to develop the youth? You remember, these young chaps, these children that were brought to court today, were arrested during the End Bad Governance protest.
Okay.
You remember? They were arrested during the End Bad Governance protest. They were protesting bad governance. They were protesting lack of government commitment to do as you are suggesting, to include them into their plan. But lo and behold, what they have is to be arraigned in court, malnutritioned. They are not being fed well. You can see how they were hungry. Show me that video. Show me that video. Let the board see it. You see some children like this. None of them, if I'm from the age, they are not up to 20. And many of them are from the north. They were all rounded up during the End Bad Governance protest. They were all rounded up. And you think that this government, which have the heart and temerity to subject these children in this condition, will ever think of developing them. They have people who are representing them at the National Assembly. You will not hear them say these things. They were arraigned before a court judge. The judge have to flee. So, my dear sister, when we talk about some of these things, we understand that it is really ridiculous. When you see some of these things happening, you understand why some people say, end Nigeria to end bad governance. Or some people will say, end Nigeria to save lives. Because the way Nigeria is today, even Palestine, Ukraine, put together, do not have the number of casualties and deaths that happens in Nigeria as we have it today. So that is it, my dear. That is what we're talking about today.
It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. And the draconian policy of President Tinubu is not helping matters at all.
At all.
It's a draconian policy. A situation whereby people cannot move from point A to point B because of transport. What now happens when somebody, a pregnant mother, what happens to a woman if she wants to deliver? Will she deliver in the house if she does not have transport, money for transport to take her to hospital? It's a draconian policy. It's draconian. And I'm so surprised that, the world, they are not even, they will only be talking of Somalia, talking of other. They don't know what Nigerians are going through. Nigerians are going through hell. I really, I feel so sad. The country that have all the potentials. We have all the potentials to soar ahead. We have all the gifts, all the natural endowments. Why should the country, be put on a pedestal? Why should the country be put in one position? It's so unfortunate. There's so much talent. Nigerians are intelligent all over the world. Is it talk of medicine, talk of astronomy or astronauts or whatever? You find Nigerians that are everywhere in terms of intellectuals. Why can't this intellectuality, reflect in our country? Even when you give them advice, government, there's no, like as Wike is there now in Abuja, there's no place somebody can say, okay, I want to give this idea. Where are you going to channel those ideas to? They are not even interested in ideas. Because if they are interested in ideas, they would have created that forum for people, to give ideas. But look at the different ideas to are pouring through BVI, through different social media. There are people giving ideas day in, day out, but they don't take those ideas. Number one, for people not to move from point A to point B is draconian. They have to, bring down that fuel price. That's number one. Look at it in Europe. We don't have problem in moving from point A to point B. A lot of people don't even use their car. They go by train or go by, bus and other means of transportation. And they are comfortable with it. Even you see some senators, some House of Commons or House of Representative people, you meet them sometimes in the buses, in the train, and they are humble. So, but I don't really know what is happening with Nigeria. It saddens me every moment. I look at my own country, it's just going down the drain. It's so sad, it's so pathetic.
Terrible, and we are going to sort it out. And it seems that we have Ndubisi joining us right now. But we're going to, before we bring him on, let us quickly take a recap on what happened at 10 Downing Street some weeks ago or months ago. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
It's calling out the name. You can't just get inside like that. They're all Nigerian citizens, by the way, because they're handing over their Nigerian passport as well, because they're checking their passport. The officer's checking their passport at the minute. Yeah. They've got to check their passport. Nigerian citizen.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless you, Yoruba Nation. God bless Yoruba Nation. God bless Yoruba Nation.
What is taking place basically are handing over a letter of, partition of the Yoruba people out of Nigeria. They basically, they wanted separation. They wanted to break away from Nigeria and handing over a letter to the Prime Minister of England. It means basically, what it means, the Yoruba nation that would break away from Nigeria, whether through war or peace.
All hail Biafra. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. End Nigeria and save lives. End Nigeria and save lives. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Free Nnamdi Kanu. End Nigeria and save lives. From Soda, march and go. March.
Yes. GGM, uniting the people for good governance.
That is it. In case you're just joining us on this live interactive section, GGM Hour, uniting the people for good governance. We are here being joined virtually by our sister, Lady Sunshine, and NDBC just also joined us. I think he's not here right now, but we hope to bring him on board. So, my dear sister, is there any justification to the call to end Nigeria? Okay, NDBC is here. Bring him on. NDBC, you're welcome to the program. Yeah. NDBC, you're welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you, Chinedu. Thank you.
So let us have your opinion with regards to what we are talking about today. The young children that we are brought to court. How did you see that news?
I'm just joining. Continue.
No, I want to learn and not just joining.
So,
the news is out there. We also published it on our platform, where some young children were arraigned before the court. And some of them collapsed because of hunger. They were malnutritioned. They were underfed. And these are children that were rounded up during the End Bad Governance protest. And today, Nigerian police arraigned them before the court. We saw it happen. It's everywhere. What do you make of it? Because this has justified and substantiated the call by some people, especially the advocates of various indigenous groups, demanding that to save lives, we must end the Nigerian impunity. So that's what we're talking about. What is your own take? And then one time.
Yeah, anyway, Chinedu, thank you for the opportunity given to me to air my view. And I'll keep on encouraging our people, as the ambassador of Good Governance Ministry. This program and this platform is to give all the indigenous people in Nigeria and by extension Africa as a whole the hope that there is hope for this our children generation. What I will continue saying is that this platform will continue to galvanize the people, organize the people, and once the people are organized, but I still believe because we still have ourselves. At least we have our mental stability in that. At least we still have our source of income. At least we still, to some extent, know where our next meal will come from. Having said that, some of us that have mental stability will organize the whole masses of Nigeria to take what belongs to them. And what is that? We are the government. The people are the government. It's only that the people don't know the power they have. This platform is designed to fortify the people and encourage them to take what is theirs. So, if you ask me of what happened in court, of course, everybody knows that Nigeria has collapsed, like crashed, crumbled like packs of cards. It's no longer news. For the sake of repetition, we'll keep on saying it. This is an example of a collapsed system, of a political class who have lost their sense of reasoning, who have lost everything, humanity. All what they are interested is to hold tight the power and to weaponize the masses with hunger and poverty. You can see they don't care about those teenagers. They don't care whether they are dying or whether they've eaten anything. To them, they have conquered, they have captured the whole state. The military is is they are in charge of the military. Ahmed Tinubu, who believe he is the commander general of Nigerian armed forces, know that military cannot do anything, and police cannot do anything, and the judiciary cannot do anything. Who else will do something? It is me and you and the middle class of Nigeria who will continue speaking, who will be conscious of the lines, the dotted lines, and remain on the dotted line while the message is passed on. I know some people have lost hope. Some people, in their own thinking and reasoning, that there's nothing they can do. Since we don't have gun, we can't do anything. But I will continue saying this. The message, the power we have is stronger than those few people in government houses. The message of truth will collapse this system. And as we are speaking the truth, we are organizing the people. Once the people are organized, that thing that happened in UK, that they did by going there to present their petition against Nigeria and in favor of their indigenous nation, call it Yoruba, call it anything, it is in right direction. And take it or you give it. Whether you condemn it or you like it, but that is the right way to go. I know some people said, why are you taking that petition to your enemy's court? You are telling the Britain that want Nigeria to remain the way it is, in the state of confusion, to remain perpetual consumers instead of being productive and innovative. That Britain is benefiting from the confusion in Nigeria. But there is nothing wrong from them going there, just like Moses did. By the time he wanted the people of Israel to go, what did he do? He went to meet the enemy. He went to meet the Pharaoh. Allow my people to go. In his mind or in his internal reason, his mind, he knew that Pharaoh will always refuse. And exactly what Pharaoh did. But what happened next? But the first thing you have to do is to go to your enemy court and make your demand. Make it known. And you continue with courage pushing what you are pushing. It's only when you do that God being on your side, you get what you want. So I believe that the indigenous people of Biafra, not just Biafra, but indigenous people of Nigeria, you have the indigenous people of Ijaw, you have the indigenous people of Anang, you have the indigenous people in Middle Belt, the indigenous people, the Hausa indigenous people, who are the landowners, will begin to ask for what is theirs. And of course, the few people in Asrock are not too powerful to hold everybody together. See, I think,
Yeah.
this is my submission.
No, I think what you said is in order. And talking about people who went to 10 Downing Street, talking about the Oduduwa people who went to Downing Street, and the Biafran people as well, who were demanding to end Nigeria in order to save life. Do we see anyone who goes to the 10 Downing Street did the right thing? Like you made a reference to that of Pharaoh and Moses. He was actually asked, go to Pharaoh and ask him to let my people go. In this case, Britain is the Pharaoh of Nigeria. In fact, they hold Nigeria as their business enterprise. And don't forget, Nigeria was bought by Britain from Royal Niger Company for a price. It is a historical fact. So, for them to go to 10 Downing Street, you saw Iboho there, and the rest of other people going into the 10 Downing Street to submit their letter. All right? Is a step in the right direction. But apart from that, we indigenous Nigerians are not commodity. We are not commodity in the shelf, the supermarket shelf called Nigeria, owned by Britain. It is the right of the indigenous people to seek self-determination. Yes, it is understandable that you can go to the person who bought your land, your space, as his business enterprise, to tell the person that his time have expired. Even those who take land on lease, the lease will expire and the owner will take their land back. It is time Nigerians who are indigenous by identity from their different background to say enough is there. Because what we have today as Nigeria today is not working and can never work. You and I know that. It can never work the way it is. And if we are expecting anything to change from the crop of political leaders we have today, nothing will ever change. It can only get worse. So it has come to the state where the indigenous people should come together. We've had Emeka Anyoko and different elites gone to Aso Rock to ask the government to call for a conference, unit, what do you call it? National conference, like they had in the time of Jonathan. It is about time that call is taken serious and taken up by the suffering people. The demand for that is, I believe, will be the game changer. Because without which, forget it. As far as I'm concerned, nothing will change. The people will continue to suffer. These young children that were brought is just an example of millions and thousands of people who are subjected into all manner of ill treatment by the government that is supposed to take care of them. When I see this afternoon, I saw these videos of these northerners. Don't forget, it is still these same young people they use. You can remember that. In many videos we showed, you saw underage voters. Now these children, they ordered that during that period to print different ballot boxes, underage voters carrying PVCs. These are the same people who joined the protest and they were all rounded up. Nigeria will continue happening to every Nigerian. It doesn't matter your age, your tribe, your ethnicity, your religion, whatever. Nigeria will eventually happen to you, including Tinubu. One day, Nigeria will happen to him. My sister, Lady Sunshine.
Yeah.
What do you have to say? Because we'll be wrapping up any moment from now, and because Uku Akaria, Nigeria is something
surprising
else.
to me. It's surprising to me that, you know, all those our allergies in the north, they will see all these kids and, you know, throw their face to another place. It's so unfortunate because those kids can be their children, can be the age of their children and their grandchildren. So for them to just be faffing about, wearing agbada, big agbada up and down, and see these kids, you know, in this dreadful condition, unpalatable condition, is so unfortunate. I remembered when I was in Abuja some time ago, when President Buhari was ill, I gave advice that, you know, he should step down for his vice to take over. And if he had done that, I don't think Nigeria would have been in this situation we are now. If he had just stepped down for Oshibajo, to take care of the affairs of the country, we wouldn't have been in this situation by now. Because that's a man that, is so educated and so advanced in so many ways of doing things. So look at the situation now. Our roads are not in order. Education not in order. Nothing is in order. Nothing is in order in Nigeria, and you call that a country? It's a collapsed state. Nigeria definitely is a collapsed state. There's nothing you can achieve in that condition. Look at our youth. They went to, was it Olympic or what was the tournament they went to? Nobody came with any medal. How can they come with medal in that kind of condition? How can they cannot come with medal? Because once you are not in the proper psychological frame of mind, you cannot achieve anything. Look at other countries too. Whenever their economy is down, everything too will be down. Sports will be down. Everything will be down. So we need a good leadership. If the head is not proper, the whole body will be affected. I personally, I should have, if I'm in a position to have advised Tinubu, he should have allowed Oshibajo to come out of APC as the party leader, rather than come struggling out. If you've been a governor, it's okay. Remain in that position is okay. Governor and party chieftain, that is okay for you. Even at this age, you can't even do much. Look at him going for medical tourism here and there. The age too is also not on his side. So you should have given a younger person, a more promising person, somebody that have more energy, more vigor to do this job, and a more articulate person. Thank you.
Anyway, my sister, there is something that is that is impossible. Asking Tinubu to allow Oshibajo, a man that said it is his turn. It is his turn to pepper Nigeria. So honestly, to be honest with you, it is his turn to pepper Nigerians. And they sold them Muslim ticket. It is good what is happening.
And you see when they all traveled recently, very dark man came out and said, okay, if something had happened, as both chief of staff, president and vice president are not in the country, then if something happened, what will now happen? You leave the country in vacuum.
Nigeria is under autopilot.
Huh? And I now remember what the Buhari's wife said one time. They said, Nigeria, do we have men in this country? Do we have men? I remember Mrs. Buhari asking one time, yes, do we have men in this country? Because in such a situation, why can't somebody else take over the country and, from there begin, we have new leaders. Very dark man came out and said, if something happened to these three people.
My sister, who will take over from who?
Okay, if something had happened, then what will happen? We'll wait for them to come back.
Everything.
So that is why I support what. That's why I support.
Go on.
That is why I support what Mrs. Buhari said that time. That do we have men in Nigeria at all? That we don't have men in Nigeria. I support what she said at that time. And very dark man too came out and said that look, if something had happened to these people now, what will happen? Vacuum in the system. And nobody can say, okay, let me take control. The whole system is already in a bad state. Let me take control.
It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing, my dear. Well, I believe with what we've just seen, what we've just heard, to you who are watching, let's see if we can get some of your opinions from the comment section if there are any. Then we'll be wrapping it up. Julius TV from Sweden was asking of the WhatsApp number. The number is right here on the screen, but unfortunately we are not taking calls today. But from next week, I believe that will be fixed and you'll be able to call directly. We also have, there is this woman calling Antonia, but we can't take the call. Sorry about that. We also have Onyekachi Barnabas. He said he's asking what's going on. Shame to Nigeria for keeping them up till now. That's talking about the little children. It's a big shame. In the same country where they are picking up beggars on the street, is the same country they are sharing palliatives and lining everybody up like beggars by the same government. What have not happened in this country does not exist. Onyekachi Barnabas says, what do you expect when the foundation is faulty? What will the top do? The foundation of Nigeria is faulty, and that is a fact. That is from the viewers on our YouTube channel. We also have some of the viewers on the Facebook. Mascot Okoronkwo, Ni Ora. We appreciate every one of you who came by on this program. In case you are just seeing us for the first time, this is BVI Channel 1, where we tell you undiluted truth. We know they look at anybody's face, they talk this truth. And we are uniting the people for good governance to liberate themselves from the impunity of the Nigerian state and the corrupt political class that have vowed to make your lives miserable. That is what we're doing on this platform. Be part of this crusade. Be part of this campaign to free the people from the bondage of demonic oppression from principalities and powers ruling from your government houses. The Bible will say, we fight not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. My dear, the principalities and powers we are seeing today are in government houses, in flesh and blood. They are your political class. And that is why this sensitization must continue. And that is why we must continue doing what we are doing. Well, let's have the departing opinion of those who joined this program virtually. And from there, we'll be wrapping up. My sister, Sunshine, what's your closing remark? Because we're ending the program from here.
Well, I'm short of words. If we continue with this draconian rulership of Tinubu, it's going to be pathetic. There just have to be a way, to have a change of leadership, because there's no going forward. Changing ministers, changing leader. We are talking of policy. We are talking of policy affecting people. Impact is what we are talking about now. Not changing minister. Impact. What are the things on ground? In as much as the policies are draconian, people cannot move from one position to another due to transport. Then they cannot do anything. Nothing can thrive. Everything is being impeded. Nothing can thrive. So they have to find a way to make sure that, people have the laxity to move freely without no hesitancy, no transport palaver and transport increase and transport hindrances. So everything needs to be freed. So when people can move around, then ideas will now come in, to think of, to help the government to move forward. But now, this government I don't see anything moving forward with this government. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining the program, my sister.
Yeah,
we hope to have you back
you.
again next week on Matters Arising.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, viewers, for watching this far. Please, if you're watching from our YouTube channel and you've not subscribed, please hit on the subscription button. We also have our backup channel. We're also streaming there, BVI Channel 1 Plus. You can also subscribe there. And we are also live on our Facebook, BVI Channel 1, and on our Instagram platform, we are also live there. You can also follow us from that angle. We are also opening up our channels towards TikTok, and we necessarily need just about 50 followers to make up 1,000 required for live streaming, so that we can extend this voice to that platform as well. Please, if you are following us and you believe in what we're doing, search us on Twitter. Also, we are there. That is the X platform. Follow us as well. And stay connected. And with that, I'm bringing the program to the end. For the benefit of those who joined us, I want to refresh your mind on the first things we talked about, which is the children that were brought to court. Let's take that video very quickly.
Let me go and take the They kept me here. The prosecutor should do their business. How can you arrange children? What's house? Sorry. One day, somewhere, then even Monica. They don't even have school fees. They don't have any. They don't even have one day, somewhere, then even Monica. These people were just 90-something years. That's 6 days. That's 6 days. That's what is the next day. My case is different than my child.
Hello. Please, maybe the recording can just stop for now, please. Let's just take a position and see what we are going to do.
GGM, uniting the people for good governance.
All right, and to the second video, which we said, as a result of this obvious incident, many indigenous voices have continued to agitate to end Nigeria in order to save lives. That is the second video of what we talked about today. Let's take a look at that. All right, coming back to wrap it up.
It's calling out the name, you can't just get inside like that. They're all Nigerian citizens, by the way, because they're handing over their Nigerian passport as well, because they're checking their passport. The officer's checking their passport at the minute. Yeah. They've got to check their passport. Nigerian citizen.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless you, Yoruba nation. God bless you, Yoruba nation. God bless Yoruba nation.
What is taking place basically handing over a letter of partition of the Yoruba people out of Nigeria. They basically they wanted separation. They wanted to break away from Nigeria and handing over a letter to the Prime Minister of England. It means basically the Yoruba nation that would break away from Nigeria, whether through war or peace.
All hail Biafra. Free mass in Nigerian now. Free mass in Nigerian now. End Nigeria and save lives. End Nigeria and save lives. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Free mass in Nigerian. End Nigeria and save lives. One soldier, march and go. March. Yes.
GGM, uniting the people for good governance.
That is it. And before I wrap it up, our sister that had been calling and want to call in had sent her own opinion through text on WhatsApp. So I would really need to read out her comments before I wrap it up. Say, good evening, my brother and sister in the studio. My name is Nkiruka. The world are seeing how our politicians are messing up themselves. Where are those politicians that use underage teenagers to rig them into office? They are there watching those little children arrested by police. Or what? Because they are protesting for their rights. Because hunger have no friend. They will use you and throw you out and even kill you. It's a lesson to everyone. Nigeria is a failed country. Coming from Nkiru. That is it, and that is where we're wrapping it up tonight. Let the discussion continue on the comment section. Please keep sharing these videos, and let's continue forming a formidable front in the community GGM Good Governance Ministry, uniting the people for good governance. I still remember Asuchino Peters, the advocate and the Archbishop General of GGM. Bye-bye for now.
The prosecutor should do their business. How can you arrange children?
God bless Yoruba nation.
What is taking place basically handing over a letter of partition of the Yoruba people out of Nigeria. They basically they wanted separation. They wanted to break away from Nigeria and handing over a letter to the Prime Minister of England.
All hail Biafra. End Nigeria and save lives.
GGM, uniting the people for good governance.